Hello and welcome to the Daily Meal for Tuesday, the 2nd of March 2021. What a great day it is today. Millwall won a home game. Only the fourth home win this season, but we did it. Millwall 2, Preston North End 1. This is from skysports.com. This is the match report. And we played really well. Screamer of a goal from Scott Malone from out of nowhere. And before that, for most of the first half, we were pretty poor. Second half we were. We kept getting more and more into the game, playing better and better. It was a pretty good performance. Wasn't perfect. There were some things that could have been improved, but it was a fantastic result and a pretty decent performance. Anyway, let's have a read of this. It says Mason Bennett earns late Lions win at 10. Report and highlights from Sky Bet Championship clash between Millwall and Preston at Dennis Ched Evans put North End in front, but the Lions fight back to win. Goals from Scott Malone and Mason Bennett. Mason Bennett's late winner saw Millwall earn a 2-1 win over Preston at the Den and edge the Lions close to the Sky Bet Championship playoff spots. The deadlock was broken emphatically when Ched Evans lashed in a stunning early volley before Scott Malone levelled with a wonder goal of his own. But Bennett beat the odds to win an aerial duel with Preston keeper Daniel Iverson and nod home the winner 5 minutes from time. That Evans stroke was the first real opportunity of the game and taken brilliantly off Scott Sinclair's long angle pass was only half cleared by George Evans, only to fall perfectly for the Preston striker on the edge of the box. And you can see there on the still photo who's on the wrong side of their man there. Little Ryan Woods. Anyway, with injuries mounting for the hosts, it was up to John Daddybod Varson's turn to lead the line, and his cutback on 15 minutes was missed by everyone, including Bennett, who was poised on the penalty spot before it failed to make contact. Both sides offered little going forwards, with Millwall looking for the long ball more often than not, and found one after 35 minutes, but it was caught Sean Hutchinson off guard, and his scuffed effort was parried away by Iverson. With 6 minutes remaining in the half, Malone equalised as a space opened up in front of him, and his 25-yard left-footed strike swerved away from Iverson, who was at full stretch and into the top corner. The Lions came close to taking the lead when Bodvarsson, now back on the wing, crossed for Malone, who had to adjust his body at the last second and side-footed onto the crossbar. The hosts looked intent on avoiding their 17th league draw of the season as Jed Wallace burst into life after 76 minutes but lashed wide from a tight angle, having been slipped in smartly by Ryan Woods. Seconds later, Malone tried to repeat his brilliant strike from the first half but sent a rasping effort high and wide of the Preston goal. With 4 minutes of normal time remaining, Bennett gave chase to a bouncing ball in behind the Preston defence and beat Iverson in a foot race to flick the ball into the back of the net. The Lily Whites were handed a lifeline in the dying moments of added time with a set piece, but Ben Whiteman's cross ended up as a wasted chance and Millwall took all 3 points. What the manager said, Millwall's Gary Rowett. It was a perfect response, although I didn't feel that way after about 25 minutes, but as it tends to happen recently, we don't start as well as I'd like. Going 1-0 down knocked our confidence a bit, I think, and we started going backwards and playing too slowly. Preston was set up to pick off the ball passes and counter-attack us. Beyond that, I thought we were far the better side and limited them to virtually nothing. It looked like only a matter of time for us to score, and for 65 minutes we looked excellent. I think in the Championship, most teams that go a goal up don't tend to go on and lose the game, but what we've done is show different ways to win a game. Preston's Alex Neil said, I don't think there was a lot in the game really, but I'm just so frustrated because their goal comes from exactly what I've been warning them about. The biggest difference between us was that they were putting the ball in behind us, we were leaving it short, so their centre-backs were in complete control of the situation. The first 2 goals were moments of quality from 2 players, and for theirs we back off, leave the space in front, and he bangs it in the top corner, so I'll take responsibility for that one, but for the second one, that is exactly what we didn't do, and it cost us in the game. Okay, so there's that. We're going to move on now. This is news@den.co.uk, and they've got more quotes from Gary Rowett, so we're going to go through them now. Millwall's Gary Rowett gives tactical insight into win over Preston, picks out striker praise and comments on Lions' comeback ability. Millwall boss Gary Rowett praised his side for their response to falling behind to Preston at the Den on Tuesday night. The 4th time in the last 7 games, the Lions have come from a goal down to claim a total of 10 points. They give the match details. and then we're going to go. Rowett was asked if it was the perfect response to the 2-1 defeat at Barnsley on Saturday. Perfect response? I didn't feel that way after about 25 minutes, but as tends to happen recently, we didn't start as well as we would have liked, Rowett said. I don't think there was a lot in the game in the first 20 minutes apart from Ched Evans' strike. It was a wonderful strike. The ball gets cleared and he hits it on the volley early. There wasn't really a lot Bart could do. To be 1-0 down maybe just knocked a bit of our confidence. We tried to overplay, play too slowly, go backwards. Preston was set up to nick those poor passes and try to counter. Then after 30 minutes and the goal and beyond, I thought we were outstanding. I thought we were the better side. We limited Preston to virtually nothing. I thought it was only a matter of time before we would score again. I was really pleased with the final 65 minutes. We were excellent. If you look at the Championship statistics, most teams that go a goal up certainly don't lose the game, very rarely lose the game. Some teams don't ever win a game after being behind. What we've done is shown different ways to win games. 3 of the last 6 or 7 we've conceded the first goal and maybe let it affect us for a little bit. But the second we respond with a goal ourselves, we look the better side and are in the ascendancy. Rowett gave a tactical breakdown of how his side wanted to open up Preston. He explained, the first goal summed up what we needed to do. The wing-backs are outball because of Preston's formation. They play with quite a narrow front line that wants to go and press central areas really well and counter. We needed to bypass that and get it to the wing-backs. As soon as we got into the wing-backs, the game was open. It was then whether we could be aggressive enough moving off the next phase to create chances. The first goal summed it up. It was probably the first time Scotty gets it. He drives forward and we have players opening up spaces by running off him. I think Coops is there as well, and the space opens up inside the pitch. It's a fabulous shot to go 1-1. When we started to play forward with more aggression and more intensity, I thought we were excellent. John Daddy was a big factor second half. First half, he needed to hold the ball up a bit more, but he didn't play with enough physicality. Second half, he responded excellently, and he started to win the ball so that the likes of Billy Mitchell, who I thought was excellent, could come on to second balls. As soon as we started winning second balls, our wing-backs became so active in attack. I was really pleased, and I thought we thoroughly deserved the 3 points. And there's another. I'm going to move on now. Same website, newsatend.co.uk, but slightly different. Millwall boss heaps praise on Billy Mitchell after he dominates midfield battle against former line Jason Malumbi. Gary Wright said Billy Mitchell was outstanding for Millwall in a 2-1 win over Preston. The midfielder dominated against former line Jason Malumbi. Mitchell, 19, started his first game of the season, just his second senior start in the league, as the Lions came from behind to move to win 7 points of 6th place. Millwall wanted to sign Malumbi in the last transfer window, but the Ireland international joined the Lily Whites on loan instead. Rowett also praised Jake Cooper, who played for the first time in 4 games, despite dislocating his shoulder for a second time 2 weeks ago. Coops wanted to play. We knew it wasn't perfect for him, but he wanted to play because that's the type of player he is. He wants to be out there, so hats off to him, Rowett said. I thought that even though he probably had a little bit of a nervous start, which you can understand, he grew into the game and was excellent. With Billy Mitchell again, I took a bit of a gamble because we've had to nurse him through after he pulled his hamstring twice. We didn't want to take the risk again. It was a little bit of a gamble playing him ahead of quite a lot of senior players who maybe felt they should have started tonight. But when you see him in training every day, he's got so much energy. He's playing against a player in Jason Malumbi that is highly rated. We know how good he is. I thought Billy Mitchell was outstanding tonight. As the game went on, he grew into it. He looked better and better and stronger and stronger. I thought he dominated some of those midfield battles, so I was really pleased with him. Of course, it's going to be whether he can go again after that. If you look at the likes of Danny McNamara and Tyler Boyer, we've got some very good young players that we can now start affecting games positively. Billy's performance was really encouraging tonight. Yeah, he played fantastically well today. So anyway, after the 2-1 win at home against Preston, this is how the table stands. We are in the top 10. We're in the top 2 in the Championship. 34 games. So there's 12 games left in the season. Nearly there. We're on the final stretch, and we are in a pivotal position now. We need to start stringing wins together to get up that table. Because, well, it's going to be a bit hard because Cardiff have already started doing that. But maybe they picked a bit early. Maybe they can be caught because they appointed Mick McCarthy as manager, and he's managed them into the playoff places now. They've won they win game after game after game, and they're now in a 6th place in the playoff place. But we are on 46 points from 34 games. We are 4 points ahead of the team above us, which is Millwall. So there is a gap that will not be overcome in one round of fixtures. It's going to take a couple, maybe 2 or 3. And if we can bring 2 or 3 good results together, then we could be going up the table. Our next game is on Saturday against Blackburn. And then we play Derby, and then QPR, and then Middlesbrough. So some winnable games in there that we could do well to win. So there's still a chance of getting into the playoffs, and if that happens, then there's a chance that we can get into the Premier League, which, if the fans are allowed back at the start of next season, will be utterly amazing. Can you imagine, for the best part of a season and a half, no fans, and the first time the fans come back will be, I think we would be if in the playoff final, some fans will be allowed. It won't be a full house, apparently, according to the plans laid out now. But in that, if we're in that playoff final, some Millwall fans will be there. And for the rest of us who can't make that game, when August rolls around, we could be watching them in the Premier League. Who knows? But there you go. And you can see here that was our 4th win at home, which is the lowest in the top half of the table. You have to go all the way down until a team in a relegation zone to have as low as that, which is Rotherham, and then just above them Birmingham with 3 and Wycombe with 3. So our wins at home needs to improve, and it needs to improve quickly, because if we want to get into playoffs, then we need to start winning home games, and you've done that today, which is good. Finish off today with this is from livescore.com. There was a under 23s played today. It was a 2 o'clock kickoff at the training ground, Calmont Road, and even though they utterly dominated the game, I think it was like 15 corners for Millwall and 3 corners for Swansea, something like that. We utterly battered them going forward, but I think just couldn't score, and got done 2-0 by Swansea City, which is a shame. But they are missing some key players. Hayden Muller's injured, and Gary Alexander was George Alexander was suspended. So there you go. We lost 2-0. It's going through a bad bit of form, the under 23s at the moment, but in the reality of the situation, it doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. You just want the players to develop and go through, like Billy Mitchell, Ben Thompson, Tyler Burry, Junior Tenzia. Just get the player, Danny McNamara, get the players progressing through, get better and better individually, work on their play, and then make it into the first team. So results aren't the be all and end all. It's just how they play. Apparently they played really well attacking, but lost 2-0. So there you go. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Bye.